And if any of you out there hearing this has another one of my mini books that you would like for me to read some chapters from, just let me know. Go out on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, homerhickam.com. You can go out there and email us through there, and just let me know what the next book you'd like to hear a few chapters from. And I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. We're going to get through all of this, folks. We've been through, some of us older folks have been through all of this before, one way or the other. Of course, during my era, we had Vietnam that we didn't think was ever going to end. That just tore the nation apart. Um, some 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 men running off to Canada because they hated the war. Some of us who hated the war still went to war and did what we could do. And it was just a really bad period. So we went through all of that. And then there was the Cold War that it looked like for the longest time the Russians were going to win the Cold War. It went on and on and on and on. Two nuclear superpowers with intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear weapons, planes constantly flying in the air, loaded with atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, just needed one signal, and they were on their way for mutual annihilation. And there's the cat. Y'all see that I was telling you. It'd probably be meowing. After, thank goodness, President Reagan came along and called the Russians bluff, and next thing we knew, it's still hard to believe it that it's over. The Cold War is over. The Soviet Union collapsed. Communism finally got chased out of that country. Yes, the Russians are still, they're very blustery, but they're nothing like they were when it was the Soviet Union and it was their intention to take over the world. So that seemed like it was going to go on and on and on, and it affected all of us. To know that at any moment nuclear weapons could come raining down on top of us. But yet we got through it, and yet in the end we won out. The good folks do seem to win. When I went to work for NASA, of course we had the Challenger accident. I knew most of the crew, and it just tore us apart. And yet we got back to work, and we got flying again. And then, well, you can go all the way back to Apollo 1 with the moon landings. Apollo 1, where we lost 3 crewmen, burned up in their capsule on the ground, a horribly designed piece of equipment. And I wasn't working for NASA at that time. I was over in doing the Vietnam thing. But we came back and met John Kennedy's requirement, the stirring speech that he gave for us to we're going to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard. And we did it. We did it. And then later on came the Columbia. By then I was full-time author. I'd retired from NASA, but it was pretty clear that just with Challenger that we were going to come back, and we did. And we recognized along the line that it was time to retire the shuttle. And of course, I'm against with what happened, but now I'm really, really enthusiastic about the new space program with Blue Origin and SpaceX and all these new entrepreneurial companies coming and creating things. And we're going to go back to the moon and do the other things. We definitely are, not only in space, but everywhere. That's a great thing about this country. We can just do anything. We put our mind to it, and we can just do anything. And we've been arguing a lot in the last few years, and I know a lot of people don't like President Trump and my good friend, Vice President Pence. But in fact, I believe they're doing the best that they can do. It may not be the best possible, but they're doing the best that they can do. And I think right now, with this thing that we're involved in, we need to get behind them, support them, Republican or Democrat. Come on, we got to fight this thing and get this behind us, and we will. We definitely will. So I hope everybody out there will just let's just all pull together. And if it means sitting at home and listening to Homer rattle on with for no apparent reason, a rooster. Well, there is apparent reason, clearly. He's in the book, and then trying to my class over here, and then Albert, sweet Albert. Albert's going to fly in the next chapter, but you'll have to buy the book or go to the library. Well, you can't even go to the library right now. That's all right. It's going to get over with very, very soon. And anyway, as Americans, we're all going to pull together. And as human beings, we're all going to pull together. I mean, I'm worried about people we know over in Italy and France. We know a bunch of them. And, of course, in the United Kingdom, oh gosh, that's where my roots are from. And we got, great publisher of our books in all those countries. And so, and by the way, I spent time in Russia and love the Russian people. They're great people. They just can't seem to get this. It's not democracy, but we're a republic. We're not a democracy. They just can't quite grasp this and make it work. Someday they will, because they are very, very smart people, and they're very good people, and they're loving people. They pull their families together. That's what I really admire about them. And they also have a good sense of humor about everything. And no matter how bad things get, somehow the Russians can make a joke out of it and pull together. Anyway, I've rattled on. Love you all. And thank you for listening. And let me know what book you'd like for me to read next. And you know what? I'll do it. Thanks.